If I had to start a business funding company from scratch, this is exactly what I would do. For context, I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs secure over $40 million in business funding over the past few years. And I've also helped numerous brokers get into the funding space and build six-figure funding companies from the ground up. I've seen what works, what doesn't, and most importantly, what's working right now. To build a profitable funding business that can generate anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 per month working part-time. So it's fair to say that after all this time in the business funding industry, I know a thing or two about how to get into the space and build a successful funding company. And if I could go back in time, knowing what I know now, this is exactly how I would do it. The first step is the one that is by far the most important and yet also the most overlooked by 99% of people trying to break into this industry. First, you want to make sure to choose a lane and stay in it. The number one reason why most struggle to build a successful funding company is lack of focus. They start this business and 5 other businesses and stretch themselves thin. Remember, in the funding space, you have the best role ever. You're the middleman. You're not lending your money and you don't have as much liability. You're simply connecting business owners with the right capital and getting paid huge commissions for doing so. This business model is pretty simple, but I've seen people overcomplicate it. You don't need a fancy office right out the gate. A big staff is not needed in the beginning. And remember, it only takes 1 to 3 closed deals to have a decent month. The best part about this business is that it doesn't take too much to get started. This isn't like real estate or Amazon FBA where you need $20,000 to get started. You literally can get going with a laptop, cell phone, and a way to generate leads. After getting clear on your role, there's one critical foundation that most completely mess up, and it's the difference between making $5,000 per month versus $30,000 per month. You have to master your funding models and understand the product. There are 2 types of funding models. You have traditional funding, which consists of traditional banks like Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America. The benefits of traditional funding is you're able to help business owners secure working capital with just a good credit score and no revenue required. With this model, you can stack 0% interest credit cards in a sequential order that maximizes approval rates and minimizes inquiries to leverage a 0% interest term for up to 18 months. And in return, you will earn a 10% commission of the total amount funded. For example, if you got someone $100,000 in combined funding from Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America, you will earn $10,000 in commission from one client. The other model is alternative lending, which is more revenue-based and targeted towards more established business owners. It consists of business funding products like merchant cash advances, business lines of credit, and equipment financing. The beauty about alternative lending is you're able to help business owners with as low as a 500 credit score get access to capital as long as they generate a minimum of $5,000 or more in business monthly revenue. This model is more of a sales role and you can earn up to 15% commission, which is paid directly by the lender. Whoa. By the way, if you do want some help implementing some of the stuff in this video, you can click the first link in the description and learn more about my Business Funding Academy, where I'll give you everything you need to get started to start, grow, and scale your funding company. Let's get back to it. This next step that I'm about to share with you is perhaps the most disregarded step of all of them, and yet it's the one that separates the amateurs from the professionals who close deals consistently. You need proper infrastructure. I've seen too many brokers hustling instead of actually building a business they can eventually scale. First, you need a CRM, which is a customer relationship manager. This is where you're able to contact all your leads, track your pipelines and deal flows, and even host your website. I personally use a software by the name of Scale8, and I'll drop the link below for you guys if you want to check it out. Other good CRM softwares to use are GoHighLevel, HubSpot, and Salesforce. Next, you need a dialer. If you're using Scale8, it already comes with one, but if not, I recommend trying out RingCentral or Dialpad AI. It's going to be very essential that you have an actual contract when securing traditional funding clients. This makes sure you get paid. I recommend having your local attorney draft you up one. Don't cheap out on this one. Once you have the foundational tools, it's important to develop a client journey, which outlines the process of how you convert a lead into a client, how you communicate and fulfill for that client. And last, you want a lender matrix, which is basically a database full of lenders and banking relationships you can submit your clients through. This can easily make or break your funding company. Don't overlook this step. In the beginning, creating relationships and getting signed up with certain lenders can be tough, but in my Business Funding Academy, we give you access to all of this, so you can skip the hard work and get straight to funding deals. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most people think they can just set up shop and clients will come running to them, but there's a strategic approach to getting your first clients that 90% of funding companies never figure out. Step number 4, we're gonna show you how to generate leads. I don't care what anybody says, there's only 4 ways to market: organic, people of influence strategy, cold outreach, and paid ads. With organic, you can post content on platforms such as Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, or even YouTube. With the people of influence strategy, you're leveraging someone else's audience, whether it's a business coach or a CPA. For cold outreach, it's essentially contacting strangers who don't know you. Cold calling the UCC list is a common way to generate leads in the business funding space. And last but not least, paid ads. This only guarantees attention, but when done right, it can help you scale a business. What seems to work best for my company is paid ads, people influence strategy, and cold calling. You can easily secure your first client by joining your local chamber of commerce and connecting with business owners or professionals near you. What I'm about to tell you next is a secret that allows you to make more money even when clients get rejected for funding, and this is what creates the real wealth in the business. You need to have multiple offers. You can increase revenue by 30 to 50% simply by having multiple offers that serve your clients. For example, you come across a business owner who has bad credit, no revenue. If you offer a service of credit repair, not only can you get paid for that service, you can also improve their score and later be able to fund them and earn commission from that deal. Next, you want to offer both traditional and alternative lending, so you never had to turn down clients. Some business owners may have great credit but no revenue, while others may have challenged credit but business revenue. When you offer both, you maintain and serve all clients and overall earn more commission. And last but not least, develop an affiliate program early on. People love getting paid just for making a connection. And those leads are some of the best leads ever because they already trust you due to being referred to them. And it's essentially a free lead that you didn't have to pay for. And that is literally the exact step-by-step process on how I would build my business funding company from scratch as a complete beginner, all the way through to generating your first 30K to 50K per month. If you follow every single step in this video to a T, I promise you will build a profitable funding business. But doing this alone is clearly easier said than done. You need to build relationships with lenders from scratch, create all of your contracts and systems, figure out lead generation on your own, and navigate compliance issues without guidance. And with everything I've given you, you really have 2 options. You can do it yourself, knowing all the problems you will face, and I wish the best of luck, or work with me to help you build your funding company the right way. If you pick the second option, then click the link below in the description to learn more about my Business Funding Academy, where I give you everything you need to be successful: the lender network, the contracts, CRM, the scripts, coaching calls twice a week, one-on-one support, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.